Alright everyone, welcome back to our round number 3 at the Aussie Collectibles Set Champs. We have Nathan again on stream here playing his Ruby Sapphire list against Richard, who is also playing a Ruby Sapphire list. I believe they're going to be pretty similar lists here from both players. Sort of variants on the Din list from Melbourne DLC. So if you're looking at how to play in this new meta with a lot of Ruby Sapphire lists similar to Din's running around, this is going to be the game to watch. Got some very good players here, so going to be a lot of good takeaways as well. So if you missed the action over the weekend, be sure to check out the VOD over on twitch.tv/Mr. Darcy from the Aussie Collectibles and Midian Gaming Set Champs. We had a lot of good games there. I think my personal favorite was some of the top 8 games from Midian Gaming, some really high level play there. So be sure to go check them out if you want a little sneak peek before the videos come. We've just got both of our players setting up now. Sort of almost the halfway point of the tournament before we go into Top Cut. All right, it'd be interesting to see how we go here with our players now. Not as much potential sort of card draw from Din's list as potentially some of the other ones. And then they're playing the 3 Flavisham and 3 Grammatala. So maybe going second might even be an advantage here. You see Nathan play the Develop Your Brain. Maybe you're looking for that turn 2 ramp. I'm not sure if he has it in hand yet. I believe there is a sail there, so potentially just digging maybe for a Tipo on turn 2, because that would mean turn 3 he can get the brawl after the sail to try and deal with a potential Flavisham from Richard. So I'm going to ink the Grammatala by the looks of it, and we'll see if he has that turn 2 ramp. Hopefully that last card in hand there is a sail. So then he can go ahead and try and ink the Maui potentially. Just a Tipo, so still quite a good turn 2 ramp option. And I believe it's a double half shark and McDuck mana in Richard's hand. So not really a great play for next turn, maybe just McDuck mana, which could be quite good to put that early pressure on. We see Nathan does have the sail here. So, and a Porpsicle, so going to get an ink and potentially play that Porpsicle to draw a extra card. It's just going to ink it actually, so not any other good options for inking here. I think the Porpsicles are quite good in this matchup, having that Flavisham draw a card or 2 actually. It'd be quite important for finding some of those removal options and actions from the Maui half shark. And yeah, we do see the McDuck mana come down from Richard here, so putting the pressure on for Nathan. He won't be able to get a Maui hero to all down just yet. And even then, won't take out the mana. Not sure if he's playing anything like that hideaway. Definitely would be a good include now that a lot of McDuck manas are running around. Just going to be that Grammatala, so potentially next turn can sing how far I'll go. Start that ramp off. Or even just go into a Maui to take down this McDuck mana. Going to go up to 3 for Richard here. Not sure what options he has here on turn 5. Might just be an ink and pass so he can play the half shark next turn. Potentially even get a Maui hero to all to try and challenge down this Grammatala when Nathan takes out the mana. He's just going to play another mana. So Nathan will be able to get the Maui hero to all down and take out one of the manas, and then Richard won't really have too much to sort of challenge back after he's now inked that Maui hero to all. In fact, I'm not sure if Nathan does have a Maui hero to all in hand. Might not have an answer to this McDuck mana, in which case I believe Richard will start to run away with it. He's just going to play how far I'll go, so... Oh, should go into the ink there. It'll be interesting to see if he has another one to sing or if he's just going to challenge into the mana here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a challenge into the mana, I'd have to say here. Then it could set it up for a Maui here at all to come in and take it out. Did have another how far I'll go, but I think dealing with these manas is a little bit more important at the moment. Just deciding what to ink here for Nathan. I believe he has another Popsicle, so might just play that to get some more cards in hand. Potentially draw into a Flattersham. Going to get 4, go up to 8 now. Something like a half shark here will sort of threaten Nathan's Tala a bit. Pretty free to just keep questing with this Tipo here. I doubt Nathan will be challenging into it anytime soon with the 2 McDuck manas in the field. Now we see the half shark come down and Tipo, we're going to quest up to 9, so Richard did miss the 1 drop, but going first means he's been able to sort of run away with the war a little bit here. Nathan really just looking for that Maui here at all at the moment, but I believe he does have that Scar in hand, so he can also use that to take out the mana. But that will leave an option of Richard challenging him with the half shark. We'll get banished in return, but we're just going to see how far we're going to be sung. I think that sort of signifies we're going to be going down a Sky route this turn. Or at least a Maui here at all if he's able to find it. Being that now Richard has the choice to challenge the Scar to take it out or the Tala. Scar is putting on a fair bit more pressure. Yep, so we're just going to see the challenge first into the T-bow to take it out, gets ready, then takes out the mana. So Richard probably not expecting the Scar. Yeah, but already up to 11 now, and Richard definitely behind on cards in hand, but if he has some action to play from hand here, he could get it back with the Shark again after challenging into the Tala. Potentially, yes, the Pirate's Life here, so going to get 3. Nathan doesn't have any, so I'm actually going to take out and get it back. It does just take out the Scar. I think that poses a bit more threat to the mana than the Tala. I think either way, Nathan's probably going to need to find a rush character this turn, and the Maui will also do it. So I probably would like to see the Shark go into the Tala, I think. Yeah, because then we just see the Hideaway anyway. I should go into the ink. So again, another sort of small change. I think we see another Hideaway in the hand for Nathan as well. So, I mean, the Shark could have still been in play here, but Nathan would have gotten 2 low instead of the 1 from the Tala. Imagine we're going to see another half Shark come down. Would have threatened Nathan from questing. We might have that Let It Go in hand. Not sure if I saw it there, but there's another half shark. Can start playing more actions and try and advance this lore, but next turn Richard can go to 17 with the Pirate's Life. We'll just need 1 more after that to win the game. So Nathan's going to be looking for that Let It Go. Don't think he found it there. Does have to be prepared in hand, so can potentially go for that next turn. I think Richard sort of put Nathan on a bit of a clock here. Now that Hideaway being forgotten to put in the inkwell could actually be impactful here, as if Richard has something like a Develop Your Brain, that would be able to play it in conjunction with the Pirate's Life, because Richard should be at 7 ink. It's going to go to how far I'll go by the looks of it. So 4 to 14 at the moment. Looks like the mana and a vision, potentially. I'm going to keep the McDuck mana. I don't mind playing that here, as Richard's sort of pretty low on cards, so probably doesn't have a good answer in hand. Potentially another shark here could be good as well. Not sure what he was looking for instead of that, because I think probably the shark coming down before the how far I'll go is just going to ink and play the Be Prepared. So quite concerned by how close Richard is getting to 20. So just wanting to slow down that action gain, because it's pretty easy to get up, just 3 actions in hand, such as the vision or develop your brain, and then he has that Pirate's Life from the turn before, so probably could have won quite easily if Nathan just left on board. So I had to deal with it with the Be Prepared that turn. Just give himself a bit more time to find his own Pirate's Life. Tough decision here for Richard. He is quite ahead on more, but not many cards in hand means his options are pretty limited. Multiple will let him draw a card. Now, probably just looking for that Flavisham to rebuild that hand a bit. I believe he's got 1 card left in hand. It is the Pirate's Life. Another Maui Shark for Nathan, so I believe he is down 2. So mana and a Maui here. Very good turn for Nathan. So starting the comeback here, and you just see the importance of having cards available in this matchup. Amongst other things, like sort of keeping the board in your favor, like Nathan's done right now. He's only down to 2 cards in hand, but has a very strong looking board. And Richard could take it out with something like a Maui Hero to all and the Katala. Doesn't look like he has that option in hand though. Can't quite see his hand here. Looks like he might be playing a hideaway of his own. So interestingly, Richard reminded him of the hideaway ink, but forgot his own. I think that definitely could have impacted the game here. So just goes to show the importance of keeping track of the game state, as it can come back and hurt you later in the game. That's the takeaway tip for today. It's like another mana here for Nathan. Conquest of the Maui Half Shark. Fortunately, doesn't have any great removal options for this board here. Richard could be questing up to 16. Yeah, quest to 16, then Pirate's Life to 18. Something like a Maui Half Shark here would be pretty strong. I think there might have been another Maui here at all in hand. I'm just going to play the card first. I'm going to sail to draw a card. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the Lord because the Maui isn't on the board. Let's get another Portugal so I can keep drawing cards. Yeah, we do see the Maui here at all there, so could potentially still take the mana out this turn with another ink. Now Richard is still 14 to 7 up, but I'm almost favouring Nathan in this position as Richard sort of running out of answers in his hand. You can see him taking his time to think it through here. Definitely a grinding game, this mirror match. Lots of removal options and slow law gain, and even removing your opponent's law with the Pirate's Life. So We see Popsicle come down. We see a Tipo, not super impactful here, but it's just another character that can quest. Will probably come down. Probably just going to be a pass here. A lot of how far I'll goes. Only the one be prepared at the moment. Nathan with the mana in play. Definitely at the advantage here. It's going to quest to 16, so it should potentially. Nathan really looking for that pirate's life. Definitely needs to start slowing Richard down a bit. We see a Scar which can clear the board and keep the Shark and Tyler around, which is definitely very strong for Nathan. But still no pirate's life. I'm just going to Flavisham first, draw some cards. Maybe see if you can find the pirate's life. Otherwise, I think if he doesn't find it, just going for the Scar here is not a bad option as well. Now, quite an interesting list here, I think, with without the Tamatoa in the deck, not able to get the Porpsicle back, means that the Flavisham's draw power is quite limited. Yep, so see the Scar take the double trade. Ooh, does indeed have the Pirates life, so a very good find there for Nathan. So going to gain 3, and Richard will lose 2, setting him back a little bit. And now that the Pirates life in this card, Richard's got to think very carefully about whether he quests or not. So Nathan's sort of threatening game at next turn just with a couple of actions. Richard does have the Pirate's life in hand, so probably going to play that just to slow him down a bit. But I think this matchup very much comes down to who can keep their Shark in play the longest. And also who can find their Shark the quickest. Just to develop your brain. Looking for some more answers, something that could be prepared would be quite good here. I think he should have enough ink to play it if he inks a card for turn. He's going to play the Pirate's Life. So we'll go to 16. Probably can't quest here. Okay, so going to need something like a Pirate's Life plus a couple actions. This is where you see the sort of draw potential from this deck and lore potential as well. Just playing every single action, giving a lore. Very powerful. We're just going to draw some more cards. Still can quest for 2, something like a Pirate's Life and another action. So it's going to be a brawl, get a lore, and then you can just quest for 2 up to 17. Not enough actions in hand to sort of finish off the game here. I think it's just a couple of Tipos. Could hide away their own, but you don't really want to be doing that unless you're winning the game. And just a Tipo, so sort of playing into the Be Prepared a little bit here, but you do have the mana in place. You probably don't mind too much if Be Prepared come down. And I believe that is a scoop from Richard, so Nathan will be taking out game 1 here, was just able to keep his Maui in play just that little bit longer, and we see those Scars putting in some work and keeping the board pretty clear. So that'll be game 1 to Nathan, and we'll see how we go in game number 2. Again, thanks to everyone who stuck it out this far. If you're enjoying it, please like and subscribe the video. It means a lot and lets me keep doing all of this content. So we'll get stuck into game 2 very shortly. Alrighty, we're back here. Looks like Nathan has just mulliganed 6 cards. Richard, I think, also mulliganing 6. So this deck, very important to find your turn 2 ramp. So I imagine they are keeping something like a 1-drop to try and dig for it, and then trying to hit the turn 2 ramp with Sail or Tipo on the next 6. Be interesting to see who hits it. I think if you miss it, you sort of just fall a little bit too far behind, especially in the mirror match. We would like to see both players have access to it. Only about 25 minutes left in the round, so thankfully best of two. It'd be quite difficult to finish a best of three in the mirror match here, so plenty of time to finish this game here with an additional 5 turns as well if needed. Would you see the turn 2 ramp there for Richard? I believe you went first in that game, so Nathan's going first in this one. Inking a Pirate's Life. It does play 4, I believe, so there's plenty more where that came from. Develop your brain. I'm not sure if you have the turn 2 ramp, so definitely going to be looking for that with this develop your brain. Very nice to see this card come back into the meta. It was sort of out there for a little bit, but I think Maui Shark made it quite impactful. Getting a ball every time you play it, definitely very powerful. Nice set 1 card there, was sort of outshone by the Vision of the Future in Shimmering Skies, but has found its way back into these decks. We saw it feature in both the first and second place deck from the DLC. Definitely a very strong card. So Nathan missing the turn 2 ramp here, so as I was saying before, definitely gets quite tricky when you're missing your ramp. Not as bad when you're going first, but definitely not the spot you want to be in. And Nathan really did everything he could here. I think holding on to the develop your brain, if you were to mulligan, it would give you 1 extra card, but being able to play it on turn 1 means you get to dig 2 cards deeper for your ramp. So really doing everything you can to get the ramp, but unfortunately still missing it. No real good turn 3 plays either unless he gets the ramp here. So it's just going to be an ink and pass again. So really tricky spot here for Nathan. Might have to go with something like a How Far I'll Go next turn into a turn 5 Maui. Richard can probably opt to slow it up a little bit here as well and just go for a How Far I'll Go of his own. And that way he can also get a Maui, but the other option is also just to go for a McDuck Manor. Does decide to ink it, so I imagine we'll see the How Far I'll Go. Or just a Flavish Shame to draw some cards. I think might not have the Maui Half Shock in hand just yet, because I think the How Far I'll Go is definitely a good option there. You would prefer to sing the song, but I think hardcast it when your opponent really hasn't done much for 3 turns is a pretty good option as well. We're seeing a Ink Mana as well. Going to play the Grammatala here, so won't be able to play the Half Shark next turn, but if a mana were to come down, does have the option of taking it out with a Maui here at all as well. Imagine we'll see a sing of How Far I'll Go. There we go, coming down from Richard. And potentially another one here would be quite good as well. Maybe something like a Grammatala, just get some more board presence. Start searching for that Maui Half Shark. So he's just going to play McDuck Manor. Nathan potentially having the hero to all this turn could take it out, but means he won't be able to sing How Far I'll Go and sort of won't have ramped at all this game. Just going to be a manual ink every turn to get to 6. Ooh, very interesting card here. Able to look at Nathan's hand and draw a card, so get an idea of what is coming next turn. I'm not sure if it's particularly meant for this matchup, but just being able to see your opponent's hand before you make some decisions probably would have been good to see that come down before the mana. Again, you always want to be playing your cards that give you more information, and the cards that you play that don't sort of have an impact on what you play next. So obviously the McDuck Mana costing 4 means that he was always going to have 1 spare to play the card. So probably should have just played it first and then see what he drew. Could have potentially played another How Far I'll Go instead of the mana if he thought that was reasonable. As we see a half Fargo and a popsicle. Just ink a sail. So the ramp has come thick and fast here for Nathan, just at the wrong time, unfortunately. So Richard, similar to game one, just running away with the law here thanks to the mana. Probably needs something to take out this Tyler here. We do see the scar in hand, but we'll need to ink in order to get that. Just going to play Develop Your Brain, so probably looking for the half shark here. Won't have enough ink for the scar now. Very nice from Richard there, having another How Far I'll Go to sing. Once you run out of items, this Flavisham's not really doing too much, but being able to sing to ramp and replace itself, sort of dig a little deeper, not the card. Alrighty, then we do see the Maui here also. Probably a better alternative to the Scar. Won't be able to quest with it, but is there sort of a constant threat on some of these characters when they quest for Nathan? Things like a Flavisham, Tipo, Tala, another Maui hero to all. We see another How Far I'll Go for Nathan. Unfortunately, that Tala has been banished, so we'll have to pay 4 for it. I think he's at 9 ink at the moment, so after a slow start, has definitely started to ramp up pretty quick. I'm going to brawl the home. Well, that one definitely should have been done the other way around, just so you could gain the law. I mean, I think you always just want to gain the law. Sure, a Pirate's Life could come in and make you lose it, but you know, you would be at 0 either way. And if he doesn't have it, you'd potentially be at 1. So I think the shark could have come down and then the brawl. Happened a couple of times here for Nathan, I think, in the last game as well, just wanting to play the character first before the action a lot of the time. Not all the time. Something like a How Far I'll Go would be pretty good here for Richard. Just a Maui Shark of his own, also another good option. And a Vision, so we'll get the lore here from the Maui. And sort of put a bit of a check on Nathan's Maui of his own. So you don't really want to be the first one to exert their Maui unless you're challenging a character. That way they can challenge into yours and get their action back from the discard as well. So 7-0 now. Can't really quest with the T-Po, so probably just going to see a pass here for Richard, I would imagine. Well, actually, we'll just sing, so then I think we might see a quest from T-Po potentially. Maybe just going to put Maui as the target there, so the shark will have to trade if they want to challenge. Tipo not super impactful in this matchup after turn 2. Yeah, we see the highlight, but we're going to put that McDuck mana. Again, Richard putting it in the discard. It does go into the inkwell. Let's see if they find out this time. It's just little mistakes like this. Obviously, it's both players roll to keep the board state, but you know, you got to make sure that you're not doing these little mistakes that can cost you later in the game. And the more often you do it, the more likely you are to get punished by it. So now we're thinking about the challenge. We'll take it and grab the How Far I'll Go back from the discard. Going to be able to ink it and play it again. So just continue that ramp and searching probably for something like a Be Prepared, I would imagine. You just want something to remove this Maui half shark. So pretty bare board for Nathan at the moment, but Richard, maybe something like a mana this turn would be quite good since Nathan doesn't have anything on the board. Let's see how far I'll go. I believe he put that mana into his hand. So again, Richard now has missed out on 2 ink. Since that how far I'll go should be in the inkwell, and the McDuck mana in the discard should be in the inkwell. So Richard missing out on 2 extra potential ink now. Play Sale, get another law, and possibly look at inking a card and playing this mana and then quest for 2. So going to go up to 12. And then they double quest. So Nathan not having a good option to deal with this mana here. And there's also 2 characters on board. Ooh, does have this second hideaway. And again, Richard putting it in the discard. Richard, put the mana in the inkwell. That's 3 ink he's missed out on now. That's just this game. He also missed out on 1 last game. So, oh, Richard. Hopefully he hasn't been doing it for the rest of the day. I don't think he would have reversed too many hideaways, though. I'm pretty sure that's what the card does. I hope I'm not going crazy. I mean, I still think Richard's in a pretty good spot here. I imagine Nathan probably doesn't play many more hideaways than that, so if Richard can find another mana and stick it, that would be a pretty good spot to be in. Then we're just going to see the be prepared. So Nathan done a pretty good job of clearing the board here. Oh, we see a top deck shark. I believe does have enough ink, even with missing the 3 ink, to play the shark and the mana. Just going to play the Flavisham here. So Nathan looks like this McDuck mana might do him in here. I don't think he has any more good answers for it. Potentially something like that Scar, but that's only going to deal 6. Let's draw some more cards here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Richard had the Maui half shark in hand, so probably would like to see that one come down instead of the Flavisham, I would say. Yeah, because now we see a half shark of Nathan's own. Does still have that Scar, so next time we'll be able to take out this mana. So 14 for Richard, something like a half shark into Pirate's Life would be very good. Oh, didn't quest with the Flavisham first. Definitely should have done that. So missed out on 1 law there, so technically should be at 15. Should have missed out on that 1 law and be at 3 extra ink. So a few sort of little missteps here from Richard. So up to 16 at the moment. Looks like it's going to be a Scar on Scar action. So Nathan going to need some rush character here to take out the mana. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty difficult to come back from here. Something like just a Pirate's Life will win it for Richard. Nathan just digging now. Don't think he has it just yet. Oh, so the Pirate's Life will slow him down a turn. Richard going to go straight back to 16 thanks to the mana. Now we see the half shark come down. Let's see, develop your brain, gain a law. Let's see if he has 3 more actions in hand. Something like 3 more develop your brains would be game over. I think it's pretty unlikely. He's probably played a few already. Just the 1 for a develop your brain. So maybe we could see it. Even something like a develop your brain into a vision would do it here for Richard. It's going to be passed over, so Nathan does need a rush and potentially something else to remove this half shark. So has the bee prepared? Does he have something to take out the mana though? Super Goop, it's going to be 8, not 9, so just 1 short on the willpower there. So game 2 going to Richard, and interestingly, both players won on the draw. So maybe this matchup, going second is the play, but interesting nonetheless. So going to be a 1-1 split here for these two players. Again, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're enjoying it, and we'll see you in the next video for round number 4.